Hello and welcome to Pod Popper's Place. I'm Penny and I'm so glad you're here today. Today I am hopping along with Kendra's card challenge number 16 and our super sponsor, Colorado Craft Company. I'm going to be using this big and bold stamp set called Birthday Cone from Colorado Craft Company and sketch number 8 to create a really cool card. For my idea, I'm laying out all the pieces of my card sketch, but then I'm removing the bottom portion so that I can stamp on regular Copic-friendly paper so that I can color the ice cream cone and all of its goodies there and not onto my patterned paper. I am using Memento in both dark brown and a gray color because I want the ice cream part to be fairly subtle, and I do want the cone to be brown, so I do have a few shades of Memento in different colors just so I can give those different looks when I need it. And so then I take off, after stamping the top, I put on a regular piece of a more Copic-friendly coloring paper so that I can stamp out the ice cream portion again. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting out the ice cream portion so that the paper with all the kind of confetti and sprinkles in it is the ice cream, and it already has sprinkles inside of it. And then I'm going to be cutting out different pieces separately so that I can layer them and have them kind of pop up a little bit. So I'm going to use the one page that I stamped for cutting out and coloring my cherry in some red tones. I only have about 5 red colors in my Copics, and so I went over those a couple times in order to get a nice smooth blend. Also, if you noticed, I did stamp the top of the cone a second time on a larger piece of paper because I realized that I had cut off the top of the cherry stem, and while I thought that that was going to work for me, I decided I did not like that and I wanted to have all of the stem in there as well. And so I'm coloring in the stem with just some different shades of brown. And it is going to be a little bit tricky to cut out that cherry with this little skinny stem, but it didn't take much time and it was actually really worth it. I used some warm gray tones, neutral tones, to just highlight a little bit of the whipped cream area, and then I'm using some cool grays to just give some shading to the ice cream lines that are already there, just so it hopefully gives a little bit of dimension. I was a little more nervous about what colors to use for the cone. I did go with mostly some E30s and some different shades, and I went over a lot of the bottom part that I had stamped first and then realized that I had basically 2 parts of the cone, and so I was going to need to layer those. So I ended up coloring a lot more of it than I really needed to in the end, but I really enjoyed coloring it and love how the end result turned out. While I finish coloring the cone here, let me tell you a little bit about Kendra's Card Challenge if you're unfamiliar with it. Kendra's Card Challenge is a challenge that is available every quarter, and so every 3 months Kendra puts out a new pattern for sketches to create 15 cards out of 6 sheets of 6x6 pattern paper and then some extras out of your stash. And it is a challenge that there are prizes available for, and Colorado Craft Company is one of the prize sponsors. Colorado Craft Company provides a free stamp set for a winner for every month of the challenge, so you have 1 more month to win a stamp set from Colorado Craft Company for challenge number 16. They are also a super sponsor, meaning that they provided these stamps for myself and other members of the team. And they actually sent me 4 different sets, so I will be having another video with another one of the stamp sets that they sent me posting really soon, so be sure to come back and look for that. After cutting out all the pieces for my cone, I just went around the edges of the white areas and colored those in so that they wouldn't be standing out when I put my cone back together again. So I here have the exact same paper that I used to cut my ice cream out of, and so I glue that down along with the strips that are for the sketch. onto my base, and then I'm going to start figuring out how to put my cone back together. And originally I had hoped to get, this is an A2 size and it's a really big cone, so I can't fit the entire cone on an A2 size card, but I was hoping I could fit a little bit more than I was able to. So I decided to go ahead and put it on a base so that I could make sure and get my cone all the way down to the very bottom of the card and keep as much of that as possible. And once I have that glued on there, then I can lay that out and then figure out how much of the bottom of the cone I kind of will need to cut off so that I can fit my cherry stem on there. And because I've cut everything out separately, I can kind of squish it together a little bit more than just how the stamp is laid out. So that gives me a little bit more wiggle room to kind of get everything on there how I would like. I did use the top portion of the cone rather than splitting it up in a different spot. That just made sense to cover it, that way. And then I wanted to make the ice cream stand out. So I'm going to cut out some of this masking paper, and I'm just cutting a big circle out of the center so that I can highlight the background of where the ice cream is. And so it's just going to create this really nice glow around the ice cream cone so that it separates the ice cream from the background paper. And I do use just some of my scraps around there just so I don't get any of the blue where I don't want it, because I am notorious for getting ink where it's not supposed to be. So this time I thought ahead and put those little extra pieces on there so that I could protect my card from getting damaged. So I'm just putting in a really nice light shade down. This is a darker blue, but I'm trying to go really light-handed with it, so it just gives this really nice little glow, and I really like how it turned out. It matches the background paper fairly well and just gives it a spot for that ice cream to kind of be the highlight of the page. Once I double check again that my cone and all the toppings will fit on the card, I decide to pop up the top portion of the cone and then tuck the ice cream in directly behind it, glued directly to the base of the card. And then I'm going to also pop up the whipped cream so that I can tuck the cherry in behind that and fit the stem on the card as well. I realized pretty quickly that I did miss the addition of ribbon to this card as shown in the sketch, but I saw that I had some room between the foam tape on the back of my cone, so I was able to use a big crafting needle and some thin baker's twine to scoot it behind and through the foam tape and be able to still get that ribbon on there. And I actually love how it looks tight around the top of the cone like that. The sketch does call for the addition of a circle, so this is the perfect place for me to put the sentiment. And I'm going to use one from the Big and Bold stamp set that says "Celebrate You," and I'm just going to stamp that in some VersaFine and put that on a circle with another circle of the same colored paper behind it. Today's video hop with Colorado Craft Company is a giveaway hop. If you would like a chance to win a prize from Cards by Kendra, please go to the description box below to fill out the Google form. And to join in on Kendra's card challenge, please go to Kendra's Patreon site where you can find out all the information and get access to the sketch challenge. To download the free printable, all you have to do is sign up for a free account by entering your email address. The last steps to my card are adding some glossy accents to the cherry, some Spectrum Noir sparkle pen to the whipped cream, and then using some stickles in unicorn on the ice cream portion. I really love how this ice cream card turned out. I just love all the sparkle and shine, and this big bold ice cream cone is just fabulous. So if you would like to check it out, be sure to head over to Colorado Craft Company. And be sure to come back to my channel for some more Colorado Craft Company inspiration with the other 3 stamp sets that they sent my way. I would sure appreciate any subscriptions or likes or comments you would leave behind for me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.